Greetings everyone and welcome back. This video is going to cover 6 actionable ways that I have used in my life to overcome low self-image and low self-confidence growing up, and things that I hope will help you in your journey forward. The very first step is to cut out the noise, both internal and external. It's much easier to cut out external noise in my opinion, because if someone is being negative, all you have to do is not listen to them, right? That's pretty easy to do. So a lot of times people give you advice and they mean well. They're giving you constructive criticism. But if it's coming from the same person and all they ever have to say is something negative and constructive, then just don't listen to it. Cut out that noise. You don't need to hear it. But even tougher than that is to cut out the internal dialogue. What this is the stuff, the voices you hear in your head when you're about to try something new or do something new, or you're comparing yourself to someone. Things like, I'm not good enough, I don't think this will look good on me, or I don't think this is right for me, I don't deserve this, I'm not worthy of this, I'm not good enough for this, things like that, all that negative self-deprecating talk. So in this case, what you need to do is every single time you have that dialogue run in your brain, you need to become an observer of your own thoughts. Observe them, because there's definitely a higher consciousness in you that is able to go over what you're thinking, right? And observe what you're saying to yourself. Catch yourself every single time you're giving yourself negative talk and just cut it right there. Stop it, don't listen to it, just cut out the noise. Step number 2 is to cut out the circle. Now, this might go hand in hand with the very first step, in the sense that you're going to cut out the external noise, so you're going to cut off people. But cutting off people doesn't necessarily mean, you're never going to talk to them again, or you're going to be rude and arrogant and just leave the party or leave the conversation. No. When you're cutting out people, you're distancing yourself, because you respect yourself enough, you respect even them enough and their opinions enough, because you know that whatever they're telling you is pointless to you, useless and irrelevant for you. So the best thing to do is not waste their energy, because they're wasting it on you. You just need to walk away and distance yourself from people. And even if they're well-meaning, you don't want their advice because it's not helpful for you. So distance yourself, cut out the circle, and try to incorporate more gratitude oriented people in your life. So if someone compliments your smile, or someone compliments the way you wore your hair today, or someone compliments the fact that you are so poetic, or that you are so giving, or anything beautiful about you, anything recognizably a compliment about you, trust that they mean well. Trust that that goodness is what you need in your life. Trust that this is what you need to surround yourself with. So bring more of that gratitude-filled and empathy-filled and positive circle around you, because that will really help you grow and you help your self-worth blossom. Third step is to break stereotypes and be completely okay with not fitting into a box. When you're in your low self-esteem phase and your low confidence phase, you know that you don't really fit anywhere. You know that you're not checking the boxes anywhere, and therefore that's also part of the reason why you feel even more self-doubt. You're feeling low because of that. But here's the thing to remember. The very fact that you don't fit anywhere, the very fact that you are unique, the very fact that you are breaking stereotypes is your unique talent, is your unique quality. I had, for years and years and years, always struggled to sort of fit somewhere, because I come from a very multicultural upbringing. I'm ethnically one thing, I grew up in a different country, I live in a different country, my accent is a hybrid, it's complicated. But I've realized that that is the very thing, one of the very many things that I think is charismatic about my personality. And so if you embrace your unique you, and not worry about breaking stereotypes, not worrying about trying to fit into a box, then that surely will give you a boost that will give you a self-assurance. The fourth actionable step that you can take is to write down all the things that you're very, very insanely good at. So say you're an excellent and amazing dancer or songwriter or pianist or swimmer or guitarist, I don't know, the list can go on, right? You know that you're amazingly good at that. Well, do that. Do it. Share it with a friend. Share it with a coworker. Put it up on social media. This is what you're good at. You know for a fact that you're good at it. Maybe other people around you have told you that you're good at it. So embrace that quality about you. And it's not that you're seeking external validation when you're sharing it with other people. This is a sense of kind of sharing your unique talent to the world, your unique talent to your world. It doesn't even have to be to the world. It can be to your own community, your own circle of friends and people. Because what this does is it gives you that happy boost of hormones, the oxytocin, which is your happy love hormone. It makes you feel like you're giving back to the world through what you can do, what you can offer to the world. The very idea of sharing, giving, caring, it's very, very quintessential part of human nature. We are very social creatures and we like to share things. We like to share about our lives, we like to share our talents, we like to share everything basically. So that fundamental aspect of wanting to share what you have, what you love to someone else, to something else, that kind of self-love extended will help your self-esteem boost up. And so don't be scared of trying to, share the one thing or the two things you're good at. Try to do something like that every single day. And sharing is easy. Like sharing a compliment is the easiest thing you can do. And therefore, if you do it, you feel good about it. And in return, you might get a smile, and that will make you feel good. And that will boost your self-love in some way and boost your self-confidence in some way, because you know that you have the power to make something else blossom. And by doing that, it will definitely spark a certain level of confidence in you. Trust me. 5. There is a lot of things that you are good at, but there are countless other things that you want to be good at that you suck at, and maybe you have very low self-esteem because you suck at those, right? Like it's completely normal to actually have a low sense of self because of certain things you're not good at. So for instance, let's say you are a horrible pianist, but you love to play the piano, you want to learn more about being a good pianist and things like that. So what you need to do is you need to write down all the things that you want to be good at, that you want to be better at, that you know that those are your triggers. They trigger you and then you feel low about yourself and you feel very low in your confidence about it. Write those things down. And with each thing you've written down, think about effective ways that you can change your mindset about it. So if you want to become a better pianist, well, seek out somebody who plays the piano very, very well in your opinion around you, maybe a friend, go get classes. Don't tell anyone about it, just do it. Take the first step. The Chinese proverb, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step. Even if you suck at it, just do it. Do it, take that first step. Maybe you might fail the first time, you realize that you suck even more after you've tried it. If you know that it's something you really, really care about, and you know that your idea of self is kind of, in a way, connected to how well you perform or do this one thing or one activity, one passion, then don't give up on it. You're not supposed to give up on it. So in that same way, write everything down that you want to be good at. Think of actionable ways of achieving a certain level of progress with each of those things. But my point here is, do it anyway. Even if you suck at it, do it anyway. Because the fact that you tried, you may have failed, and you might fail, but you want to try again, and you keep trying again to better yourself, that will not crush you, I promise. It will actually boost you and motivate you even more. And some things, yes, you'll realize that you're really not cut out for, but that's okay, because then it will kind of direct you, or rather redirect you to where you need to be, or what you need to really be doing. So in any way, it's a win-win situation. Number 6 is probably the most important and overarching step for overcoming low self-image and low self-esteem. The idea of self-esteem, or the idea of self-image, comes literally from the word self, your idea of self. And what that means is you can tell yourself anything you want and then feel what that self is. So say my image to me is I want to be more charismatic, then I'll become more charismatic in my head. I want to be more funny or witty to the world. Well, that's what I will become, And of course, I'm not going to be funny to everyone. I'm not going to be charismatic to everyone. However, the more you think about something that you want to become, the more you will become that, in a way. Your sense of self comes from you. Your sense of who you are comes from you. And you can change that, manipulate that in a way. Right? You get to write your story, you get to dictate what your sense of self is. So growing up, I was academically gifted, but I didn't know how to dress up, I didn't know style, I was very chunky and things like that, so nobody really looked at me. Yeah, but if I can do it, having had at least more than half a decade of low self-image, you can do it too. And doing so, in sort of meandering through the different and navigating through the different senses of self, you will finally come to recognize who you truly are, And once you have that, once you know who you truly are, there is no reason to kind of feel low in yourself or feel low about yourself, because then you would have come to embrace who you are. So I hope that all the tips I shared in this video are helpful to you, as they have been helpful to me in the way I kind of navigated my own low self-image and low self-esteem journey. Don't rush to misunderstand. I still have my days where I feel extremely low and extremely in my skin about certain things, but that's human nature, that's going to happen. But the point here is to always remember the long road, always remember the journey, remember the mindset, remember that at the end of the day, you've come a long way from who you once were, that things are never going to always look the same. You can evolve right this moment, and tomorrow will be a new day. It's crazy just how things work out. And let me tell you that this is not a natural thing. This came years and years and years after myself into a position where I was able to cut out the noise, cut out the circle, embrace being not in your stereotype and my own kind of individual sense of self, and embracing my creative talents, but also working on things that I wanted to be good at, because I knew I had the flair in me, and everybody has a flair in them. They just need to find that spark, and finding that spark is hard when everything is bringing you down. But just trust that the spark is there, and you can get it too. And you can blossom in it too if you take the actionable steps. And I'm giving you a lot of love and light to find your light. Until next time.